The expiatory church of La Sagrada Familia is a work on a grand scale which was begun on 19 March 1882 from a project by the diocesan architect Francisco de Paula Villar. At the end of 1883, Gaudí was commissioned to carry on the works, a task which he did not abandon until his death in 1926. Since then, different architects have continued the work after his original idea. The building is in the center of Barcelona, and over the years, it has become one of the most universal signs of identity of the city and the country. Understanding the meaning of Sagrada Familia, the central portico is devoted to the theological virtue of Christian charity, that is, love and Jesus. The left portico is devoted to the theological virtue of hope and to Joseph. The right portico is devoted to the theological virtue of faith and to Mary. The Passion facade is so called because it represents the passion of Jesus. In other words, the pain, the sacrifice, and the death as a stage along the 12 stations of the cross. Everything in this building is curved and undulating. Its originality and the techniques used in its construction are surprising throughout. This is one of the best-known works of architect Ghotic, and is one of the symbols of Barcelona. Originally named Casa Batllo, was built between 1906 and 1912 and consists of a succession of stone walls on the outside, while the interior has two painted courtyards, columns, and a range of rooms. There are large windows and iron balconies set into the undulating facade. On the roof, meanwhile, there are chimneys and sculptures, which are works of art in themselves, as well as a splendid view of the Passeig de Gràcia Avenue. The building has been declared a World Heritage and is the pinnacle of modernist techniques and tendencies. Casa Batllo is located in the Avenue Passeig de Gràcia and stands out and gets all the attention with its bone-shaped pillars and school-formed balconies. The wealthy owner of the original building, Josep Batlló, hired Gaudí, who made over the building by adding another floor and redesigning the exterior, roof, and interior. The interior of Casa Batllo is a continuation of the waves and ocean theme of the exterior. Colorful mosaics and blown glass in shades of blue and green predominate throughout the rounded rooms with porthole windows, rounded columns, and curved archways. Visitors can enter the first floor, the former Batllo family quarters, with its massive stairway, patio, skylight, and ocean-themed courtyard. The attic and the roof terrace show amazing chimneys. Park Güell is one of Barcelona's most famous landmarks. Designed by Antonio Gaudí, the park is a playground for the mind. Visual jokes, like columns that simulate palm tree trunks, rubber forms arcs that grow out of the ground, or kilts of ceramic tiles. Park Güell is skillfully designed and composed to bring the peace and calm that one would expect from a park. The park contains amazing stone structures, stunning tiling, the buildings flanking the entrance fitting well with the use of the park as a pleasure gardens, and seem relatively unnoticeable in the landscape. The focal point of the park is the main terrace, surrounded by a long bench in the form of a sea serpent. The large cross at the park's high point offers the most complete view of Barcelona and the bay. It is possible to view the main city in panorama with the Sagrada Familia and the Montjuic area. Montjuic Castle is a municipal facility located on a rocky terrace more than 170 meters above sea level that dominates the city since 1640. If you are short of time, Use the cable car to access to Montjuic and save you a long hiking trip. There is a military museum inside the castle, and the entrance is free. The castle itself is nothing special. However, what is worthy are the stunning views from the castle on a clear day. The Mediterranean from one side and the city on the other side. It can take your breath away. Las Ramblas is Barcelona's broad pedestrian boulevard and is always crowded with tourists and locals. Las Ramblas runs from the start of Catalunya Square and ends at the monument of Christopher Columbus. Las Ramblas has some buildings that feature amazing stone sculptures on their walls, or even a dragon holding a street lamp. Near Ramblas is located the Gothic quarter of Barcelona, with its cathedral, known as La Seu, and all buildings from Roman times. Pedestrian streets and squares are full of character and charm. Inside the Centro Excursionista de Catalunya, there are 3 columns from the Temple de August, which are the best preserved Roman relic in the city. San Felipe Neri Square has a rural feeling with its trees, fountain, and absence of cars, but it has a tragedy background. It was here where a bomb blast killed many people, including 20 children during the Spanish Civil War. Evidence still remains in the walls of the church. Walking Las Ramblas, don't miss La Boqueria Market, which is close to the Liceu, Barcelona's opera house. La Boqueria has a global reputation for being one of the most exciting fresh markets in the world. A taste example is a razor clams with the company of a traditional Barcelona beer. The Horta Labyrinth Park is home to the oldest garden in the city, and it was built in the 18th century. The Horta Park can be divided in 2 parts: the neoclassical garden and the romantic garden. It is possibly the most beautiful park in Barcelona. The gardens, the structure, and the architecture make it a perfect place to lose oneself. Get yourself into the heart of the labyrinth and trying to find the exit. It can take more time than you thought initially. The Horta Park opens every day and the entrance fee costs €2. On Sundays, the entrance is free. If you haven't taken a ride in a hot balloon, it's time to tick it off from your bucket list. The price is around €150 and €200 and includes pickup and drop-off and a picnic. The balloon takeoff site is in Carcadeu, 25 miles north of Barcelona, and it is about half an hour drive. Upon arrival, you will watch as your hot air balloon is inflated and then you're up. Experience the incredible sense of calm and stillness that descends as you float 3,000 feet above the Catalonian countryside. A gentle journey through the Mediterranean sky awaits you as you board this majestic balloon. You will follow where the wind takes you and float softly on the breeze, giving you the chance to relax and appreciate the spectacular view of the Pyrenees, Mediterranean Sea, the massifs of Montserrat, and sometimes even Barcelona itself. If you are looking for something magical, this experience is perfect. Camp Nou is the largest soccer stadium in Europe and home to FC Barcelona. It has a capacity of near 100,000 spectators. Camp Nou was built between 1954 and 1957. The stadium also houses the second most visited museum in Catalonia, FC Barcelona Museum, which receives more than 1.2 million visitors per year. The Magic Fountain is a spectacular display of color, light, motion, music, and water acrobatics. If you mix all these elements together in just the right combinations, you end up with pure magic. The Magic Fountain is a must-see when you come to Barcelona and is highly recommended. Also worth mentioning is that the fact that the fountain operates on recycled water in order to save drinking water. The designer Carles Buga submitted his plans 1 year before the Great Universal Exhibition in 1929. The site where the fountain was constructed was the previous location of the 4 columns. The columns, representative of the Catalan movement, were demolished in 1928 under the rule of Prime Minister Miguel Primo de Rivera and were re-erected in 2010, a few meters away from the original location. In the 1980s, music was incorporated with the light show and the fountain was completely restored prior to the 1992 Summer Olympics held at Montjuic. Performances include film, classical and modern music such as The Godfather, The Lord of the Rings, Gladiator, a Spanish zarzuela movement, and Barcelona by Freddie Mercury and Montserrat Caballé. Opening time Magic Fountain, autumn and winter, Friday and Saturday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Spring and summer, Thursday to Sunday from 9 p.m. to half 11.